Kevin is one of the greatest comedians I've ever seen. And Kevin is one of the greatest men that I've ever known. Hello, Jerry.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. He's lying. He didn't even buy it yet. He's lying.
I know anything about the freak off. And they all look at me like. And they be like, well, how all these people you know is that freak off?
When Dave Chappelle talks, people stop and listen. He has a way of telling the truth while making you laugh at the same time. But this time, what he said has left fans thinking about something far deeper than comedy. The entertainment world is shaking after Diddy Combs was arrested in New York. One of the most powerful figures in music, Diddy is now behind bars, facing serious charges that have rocked the industry. He has been denied bail and is waiting for his trial. While he sits in a cell, more details about his private life and business dealings continue to come out. And every new detail makes things worse for him. But while everyone is focused on Diddy's arrest, another story is quietly unfolding. Dave Chappelle, one of the sharpest minds in comedy, is back in the spotlight, and he's talking about the whole situation. He recently took to the Saturday Night Live stage, and what he said left people wondering if he knows more than he's letting on. Because between the jokes and laughter, Chappelle seemed to be hinting at something hidden, something that connects Diddy, Kevin Hart, and the way the entertainment world is really run. To understand Chappelle's comments, we have to start with Diddy himself. For decades, Diddy was a symbol of success. He came from nothing and became a self-made mogul. He owned record labels, fashion lines, spirit companies, and had a seat at every major table in music and media. He wasn't just rich, he was powerful. Everyone wanted to be in his circle, and being close to Diddy meant having opportunities that others could only dream of. But the same power that made him a king is now what's being questioned. Investigators claimed that Diddy's empire was built not only on business, but on control, influence, and manipulation. Those accusations have opened the door to a side of Hollywood that most never see. And as the walls close in on him, people who were once silent are starting to speak up. Former friends, employees, and collaborators are beginning to reveal what they experienced. Dave Chappelle, however, is not speaking as an insider. He's speaking as someone who has always stood outside the system. Someone who has seen how Hollywood works from both inside and afar.
And then every once in a while something terrible happens. Pow! And I'm like, oh no! Puffy got hit! And Puffy be like, oh, keep going, Playboy.
And that's where Kevin Hart's name suddenly enters the conversation, because while Diddy's empire was about power, Kevin has always been about image. But lately, cracks have started to show. Kevin Hart just can't catch a break with the drama. People who are saying that the whole nice guy vibe he gives off on camera is just for show. And behind the scenes, word is he's way more of...
If everything stopped there, you survive? Yes. You're a liar. Do you talk boss? Do you have a home? I make more money on trains. Do you have a home? You talking about? Do you have a home? Tell me. Do you have a home?
There are even whispers that he gets close to powerful people just to move up on the Hollywood ladder. Some even go as far as to call him a foolin' industry plant. Sounds wild, right? But look at this clip and see for yourself.
So I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just...
Many fans believe that while Kevin and Diddy both threw these over-the-top parties, there was more going on behind the scenes than just celebrities having fun. These get-togethers were glimpses into a secretive world where power, fame, and temptation all collide, blurring the line between celebration and controversy. These parties weren't just social gatherings. They were power plays in disguise. Behind the music and champagne, connections were built on ambition, convenience, and quiet understandings. In those glittering rooms, Kevin and Diddy's relationship evolved beyond simple friendship. They became partners in an exclusive circle where influence was traded like currency and status was the ultimate prize.
If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video.
You know, the internet is going wild on him, saying that he was a curator and a narrator of one of the Diddy parties and got caught on tape.
Whispers about Kevin's past, the alleged affairs, the messy accusations are making a comeback, and this time they're louder than ever. You'd think after all the headlines, he'd stay out of the spotlight for a while, but nope. It's like he's leaning into it even more. And right there, lurking in the background as always, is Diddy. The two keep crossing paths. Same clubs, same after-parties. And now with this new footage surfacing, things are starting to look a little too close for comfort.
Did the camera catch that? Got the camera!
It's no secret that Diddy's relationships are always surrounded by speculation. The whispers are getting loud that some of Kevin's controversies, from the cheating scandals to the mysterious cover-ups and the shady business moves, might trace back to Diddy's shadow. Could Kevin have been pulled into Diddy's world? A world built on secrets, silence, and loyalty that comes with a price tag? And then there's another moment that resurfaced a throwback to 2010 when Kevin hosted Diddy's Dirty Money album release party. He's sitting on the edge of a hot tub cracking jokes, surrounded by women, perfectly playing the role of the carefree comedian. But now, with everything that's come out about Diddy, people are re-watching that clip and asking the real question. How much did Kevin actually know back then? The questions haven't stopped coming, especially now that Diddy is facing major allegations of ST and racketeering. Kevin's connection to him, a man accused of such serious crimes, suddenly looks a lot messier. Old clips keep resurfacing, showing Kevin right there beside Diddy at parties and private events. And fans aren't letting those moments slide by unnoticed. What really has people uneasy is how deep this connection goes. We're talking years of friendship parties, late-night hangouts, and a bond that seemed almost unbreakable. Diddy was always known for throwing massive ultra-exclusive parties filled with Hollywood's elite. But now, with disturbing claims of substance, and worse, behind those closed doors, even guests who once seemed innocent are now being re-examined. While Diddy's legal team continues to push back against every accusation, Kevin Hart's silence is starting to speak volumes. He hasn't been charged or linked to any crime, and there's no solid proof he was aware of anything shady happening. Still, fans can't help but ask how much did Kevin really know? And if he knew something, why stay quiet now that everything's unraveling? One person who didn't hold back was DJ Academics. He went in hard, calling out the strange, almost surreal nature of Diddy's parties. His commentary mixed disbelief with dark humor, describing a lifestyle that looked glamorous on the outside, but felt downright eerie underneath. From odd interactions to wild excess, Academics painted a picture of a world where fame and secrecy go hand in hand, and where not everything is as it seems once the camera stopped rolling.
Go in there, brother.
Through Academics' lens, the party unfolds like a chaotic blend of glamour and tension. A high-profile spectacle where laughter hides secrets and fame blurs reality. But Academics doesn't just stop at recapping the night. He goes deeper, dissecting the power dynamics and silent rivalries that pulse beneath the surface. He paints a vivid picture of how influence works behind closed doors and how fame can unite people on stage while dividing them off it. As he rewinds key moments from the footage, Academics reveals the unspoken hierarchies and quiet battles for dominance between stars like Kevin Hart and Diddy. His unfiltered analysis rips away the glossy facade, forcing viewers to see Hollywood not as a dream, but as a calculated system of image, leverage, and survival.
Oh, Fab came to party. Oh, shit.
Kevin Hart was caught on camera in what many are calling a pretty uncomfortable exchange with the people at his table. If the reports are accurate, the man he's seen belittling isn't some random stranger. It's actually one of his longtime friends. And when you look at it that way, it's not hard to see why new allegations about Hart mistreating or undercutting fellow black artists are starting to gain traction. Watching that clip, the idea doesn't feel all that far-fetched anymore. The video has definitely raised eyebrows and sparked intense debate about how Kevin Hart treats those around him, especially within his own community. Just listen closely to what he's saying to someone who's supposed to be in his inner circle. It's hard to brush it off once you've seen it.
Everything else. I had money before you and gonna after you.
So, after this video blew up, a lot of folks started to believe that Kevin Hart really loves flexing his power over other black artists. The video reignited speculation about Kevin's past and those lingering stories where he hasn't exactly looked like the hero. According to several sources, a number of celebrities have quietly voiced concerns about him, suggesting he hasn't always supported younger black artists the way people think. Dave Chappelle, for instance, has reportedly hinted at Kevin's complicated legacy, suggesting that Hart has made some questionable moves in his relentless pursuit of money and fame in Hollywood.
Put every black man in movies in a dress at some point in their career. I'll be connecting them down like, why all these brothers gonna wear a dress?
Over the years, Hollywood has taken heavy criticism for pushing harmful stereotypes, especially ones that influence how the public views black individuals. This latest situation has reignited that conversation, shining a light on how limited opportunities in the industry often pressure black artists into taking on stereotypical roles just to survive and stay relevant.
A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood?
While the entertainment industry still has a long way to go in achieving real racial equality, today's performers do have more control over the roles they choose. What stands out about this new generation of entertainers is their openness to push boundaries, even through cross-dressing roles. Kevin Hart is a prime example of this boldness. Who could forget the time that he appeared on SNL dressed up like a little girl?
And what is the new Pope doing?
Pope Conventione is lifting her arms into her signature muscle man pose.
Everyone quickly called Kevin out for being someone whose actions didn't match up to his words. Before that SNL appearance, he had confidently said in an interview that he would never lower himself to do anything unprofessional just to please Hollywood.
Not that that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. At the end of the day, you gotta know that you're a brand.
But not long after that, Kevin appeared on a TV show that seemed to completely disregard his own brand and self-respect. This move reportedly didn't set well with Dave Chappelle, a man known for standing his ground and calling out how Hollywood often mistreats black entertainers. Chappelle, who's always been vocal about integrity in the industry, was said to be deeply disappointed by Kevin's decision and allegedly revealed some shocking behind-the-scenes details about who might have influenced it. According to Chappelle's claims, Kevin wasn't acting entirely of his own free will. He suggested that Hart was being manipulated by powerful figures, hinting at ties to the so-called Illuminati, and even implying that Jay-Z could be part of that circle. With Kevin and Jay-Z's long-standing friendship, those whispers quickly caught fire, fueling online speculation that both might be involved in something much bigger than anyone expected.
It made a shift from money, I'm getting it, what you're not getting, the life that I'm living, to what we as people need to open our eyes to, what we need to understand.
But Jay-Z and Kevin aren't the only stars wrapped up in the Illuminati rumors. Remember when Dave Chappelle famously walked away from a $50 million deal and disappeared to South Africa? At the time, people thought he'd lost his mind. But according to Chappelle himself, the truth was far more complicated. He said the pressure from Hollywood elites to perform comedy that went against his morals had become unbearable, so he chose to walk away instead. When he eventually resurfaced, speculation exploded. Many began to wonder if powerful forces had tried to push him into submission, just like the theory surrounding Kevin Hart. Some believe Chappelle's sudden departure was his way of escaping the same kind of manipulation.
It's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress because, you know, when you're a guy that generates money, people have a vested interest in controlling.
Dave later revealed that he had been deliberately put under immense pressure during his time in Hollywood. But despite everything, he stood firm. He refused to sell out to powerful elites or compromise his dignity, even if it meant walking away from millions. It was one of his most brutally honest admissions, and an inside look at how the entertainment industry often pushes creators to cross their own moral boundaries for ratings and profit. But Chappelle isn't the only one whose name keeps getting tied to this mysterious Illuminati. Kevin Hart's name has surfaced again and again in conversations about the alleged Illuminati, mostly because of his long-standing connection to another frequently rumored figure, Jay-Z. Sharp-eyed viewers pointed out a particularly strange moment on Kevin's show Hart to Hart. During a chat about empowering the next generation, Jay-Z spoke about using Rock Nation to share his journey. But what really caught attention was the unspoken tension in the room and Kevin's cryptic remark about the room with the door behind it. Right after Kevin made that remark, viewers noticed something chilling: Jay-Z's piercing glare. It was enough to make Kevin instantly stop talking, almost as if he had said something he wasn't supposed to. When you think about what Dave Chappelle has revealed about Hollywood and the hidden pressures within it, the moment takes on a whole new meaning. Dave Chappelle's interviews have always reflected the same fearless honesty that defines his career, and this time was no different. Despite his success, Chappelle has consistently distanced himself from Hollywood's inner circle, even as some of his peers left the U.S. seeking creative freedom elsewhere. But one interview in particular sent conspiracy theorists into overdrive. During his conversation with James Lipton, fans became convinced that Chappelle was subtly hinting at a connection to the infamous Illuminati. His bold remarks about the mental strain and breakdowns of certain Hollywood figures made some viewers believe that he was treading on dangerous ground, almost as if he was exposing truths that powerful people would rather keep hidden. He said, "A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy. It's dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's BS. People are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick. He also mentioned that he intended to escape to a farm far away from the corruption of the entertainment industry.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know.
Then there's Kevin's link to Diddy, which has fans questioning whether he might be tangled up in something shady himself. To really understand that connection, we need to talk about Sinbad, the comedy legend who dominated the scene back in the day, but has been noticeably quiet in recent years. Recently, though, Sinbad has started speaking out about why he stepped away from the spotlight. And surprisingly, Kevin Hart has played a major role in bringing his story back into focus.
We got to get Ricky Lake off the air, y'all. We have got to get Ricky Lake off the air. Where does she find these brothers?
Sinbad has claimed that certain people in the industry wanted Kevin Hart to take over the spotlight, and after Sinbad faded from view, Kevin carved out his own lane to success. When he moved to New York, he threw himself into stand-up, grinding through the same tough crowds and setbacks every comedian faces. His rise wasn't instant, but through persistence, sharp wit, and a one-of-a-kind comedic voice, Kevin eventually became a household name. With countless hit shows and blockbuster films behind him, his journey is a testament to sheer determination and resilience.
I never witnessed the happy years between my mom and my dad. I only saw the downward spiral.
But despite such a strong legacy, fans can't help but wonder where it all went wrong for Sinbad. Unfortunately, a mix of health struggles, tax troubles, and bankruptcy hit him hard, slowing down a career that once seemed unstoppable. It's a story Hollywood knows all too well, about stars living big, only left to be vulnerable when the spotlight fades. Now whispers are circulating that the FBI might start looking into Kevin Hart, especially given his connection to Diddy. With Diddy's legal troubles mounting, that link could turn out to be a major headache for Kevin, who's already caught in his fair share of controversy.
If we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not, I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed.
Word is, the same powerful figures rumored to control Hollywood might be pulling the strings behind Kevin and others like him. To make things more complicated, his interactions with fellow celebrities have only fueled the debate. Dave Chappelle, on the other hand, has never been afraid to talk about the dark side of fame. His insight into how people are controlled, pressured, or forced to compromise who they are has made him one of the few voices people truly trust. He's the type who will laugh at the truth, but he'll make sure you hear it too. Now it's all coming full circle. Diddy's downfall has made people rewatch everything. His parties, his friendships, his power moves, and Kevin Hart's name keeps showing up in the mix. Whether it's business, friendship, or something deeper, there's no denying that both men have walked similar paths full of fame, fortune, and the kind of secrets Hollywood doesn't like in the spotlight. And Dave Chappelle, he's the man who shines that light, whether Hollywood likes it or not.